Final warning for Pisces, the 4th of June to 7. There is someone whose name begins with the letter K, silently choking your path to success and abundance. If you're hearing these words, this is not a coincidence. It's because your soul already knows, even if your mind isn't ready to admit it. For countless nights, your heart has not been at peace. Not because of a clear sadness, but because of a vague unease, like a thin mist crawling over your soul, blurring what you once saw so clearly. You've had moments of happiness, only to be followed by hesitation. You've woken up with a fire of inspiration blazing inside, but then you stopped. And in the cracks of those emotions, a single name keeps returning, like a ghost wind circling your spirit. K. Maybe it's someone you once loved deeply, trusted without question, or walked beside as if they were your soulmate. Maybe they've already left, or maybe they're still there, like a fading shadow, always leaving you confused after every conversation. If you're a Pisces, or if your heart carries the quiet depth and heightened intuition of one, pause for a moment. Don't scroll away. Don't rush past this. This message is a calling and a keeple from a gate you've long ignored. A gate that is now opening with two paths, one leading to abundance and one dragging you into long-term stagnation. This is not just a prediction. This is the final warning from the universe. From the 4th of June to the 7th of June, a rare and deeply unsettling astrological event is about to unfold. The sun, symbol of willpower, action, and vitality, will form a tense square with Neptune, the ruling planet of Pisces and the keeper of intuition, spirituality, dreams, and illusion. When the sun's piercing light confronts the shadowy fog of Neptune, it doesn't reveal what's outside of you. It stirs everything within your energetic field. You may find yourself misled by seemingly well-meaning advice, pulled back into unresolved connections, and your destined steps slowed down by someone you once believed was your guiding light, but who, in truth, has become the anchor keeping you stuck. Here's the truth. They're not aligned with the light you're moving toward. They're simply standing between you and it. As the Buddha once said, the deluded believe that delay is peace, but the awakened see it for what it is. A chain disguised in soft silk. That person whose name begins with K might just be that very chain. They don't have to say anything harsh. Sometimes a single glance, or a question as soft as a breeze, "Are you sure?" is enough to dim your inner fire. Pisces, you love with intuition. You live through your soul, and that makes you highly sensitive to misaligned energy. Not because you're weak, but because you're too deep to ignore the feelings of others. But now, it's time to face a deeper truth. Their emotions are not more important than your destiny. If lately you've been constantly thinking about someone who left, hesitating before a major financial decision, or feeling lost after a conversation that seemed harmless, then pay attention. The universe doesn't speak in words. It speaks through sensation. If your chest tightens, this is your signal. The moment to open your heart and choose your path again. Brew a warm cup of tea. Turn off the noise, and let this space help you awaken from the unseen influence of K. Because if you don't release them within these 3 days, a new cycle of energetic stagnation may begin. And this time, it could last up to 6 years. At Buddhism Decoded, each video is more than just a message. It's an energy-clearing ritual. So if your heart is trembling even a little, tap like as a sign to the universe that, "I'm ready to let go." Comment, "I am awake." Or drop a moon emoji if you're ready to end the energetic manipulation. And don't forget to subscribe, because in the next video, I'll walk you through a spiritual ritual to finally cut the invisible cord that's still binding you to K. Reopen your financial gateways and shield yourself with pure spiritual light. Everything you need right now has already been written for you through Buddhist wisdom and astrological alignment. And finally, share this message with another Pisces, someone who may still be stuck, held back by an old gaze, a pair of eyes that no longer carry the light. Because true light never asks you to wait. It simply opens the door and gently invites you to walk toward it. Pungent warning for Pisces, the 4th of June to 7. Sometimes the soul doesn't speak in words. It speaks through hesitation. You were just about to take action. Maybe it was launching a financial move, attending an important meeting, or beginning something that once filled you with hope. But then, you pulled back. Not because you weren't smart enough, not because you lacked strength, but because a foggy feeling crept in, light as smoke, heavy as stone, as if someone were standing behind you, gazing through your back, saying nothing, but making your heart drop like a stone into a bottomless pit. That's the moment. Someone else's energy infiltrated your decision-making system. If that person is K, someone you once trusted, once leaned on, someone you once believed was your light, stay alert, because their energy is no longer pure. Pisces, you are the soul of the deep ocean. You can feel the undercurrents of energy long before others even notice the waves. But because you are so sensitive, you also absorb emotions that were never yours to begin with. The danger isn't whether K is still in your life, it's that they still live in your mind. In Buddhism, this is known as spiritual attachment. As long as their image remains in your heart, they have access to your energy field, without speaking, without acting, just through thought alone. An old glance, a passing remark, a vague feeling once planted inside you. They've all become invisible energy codes, binding you to an outdated version of yourself, a version you were never meant to carry this far. From the 4th of June to 7, the universe will no longer wait. The sun symbol of willpower, action, and truth will enter direct conflict with Neptune, the planet of illusions, emotional confusion, and old dreams. This is not just another alignment. It is a dangerous astrological clash, where truth may be hidden behind beautiful dreams, and lies dressed in soft, comforting words. If someone is sending you mixed signals, trust what your soul feels. They might say, "I care about you. I'm just trying to protect you. I don't want you to make a mistake." But remember this: true light never makes you hesitate. It never scares you into stillness. It never makes you doubt yourself. It simply invites you to step toward truth. It asks for no proof. It demands no perfection. It only asks that you have the courage to walk toward it. But if, after every conversation, you find yourself shrinking, second-guessing your worth, questioning a path that once felt clear, then remember the words of the Buddha. Not everything gentle is compassion. There are arms that feel soft, yet they're woven from karma still unresolved. And K, that person is the karmic test your soul was meant to face. They didn't mean to hurt you. They're just not ready to let go. Because you, Pisces, with your deep, gentle ocean of a soul, you were once their light, their anchor, their safety. But here's the truth. They don't want you to rise above them. They don't want you wealthier, happier, stronger. Not through words, but through subtle energy. A harmless joke that suddenly makes you question your worth. A caring piece of advice that leaves you uncertain and off course. A glance that makes you afraid to take the next step. And if you don't sever this connection within the next 3 days, the cycle of stagnation will return. This time, it could last another 6 years. The time it takes Neptune to once again oppose the Sun. Baba Vanga, in a little-known unpublished note, once wrote, "When the soul of the ocean is veiled by the mist of one who hides in shadow, unless it swims away, it will be imprisoned for 6 more moons." Pisces, you are that soul of the ocean, and the one in shadow. Maybe the person you've been too afraid to name, K. You don't need to hate them. You don't need to blame them. You only need to choose yourself. In tarot, when the moon appears alongside justice, the message is no longer just a warning. It's an energetic ultimatum. You must choose. Either stay trapped in the illusion of love, or wake up and reclaim yourself. You already know what's holding you back. You already know you deserve more. Now, all that's left is action. Even the smallest one. Don't answer them. Don't see them again. Don't explain. Don't postpone your dreams just because they're not ready. Pisces, if you feel a spark awakening in your chest, please don't extinguish it. Just because K doesn't understand you, your light doesn't need to be understood. It only needs to be protected. And only you can do that. Hit like if your heart just felt something real, something deep. Comment, "I cut the cord," or leave a candle emoji, use. If you're ready to escape the mist of manipulative energy, share this message with another Pisces. Someone who may be stuck in a half-hearted relationship, but hasn't yet found the courage to call it by its true name. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. Not just to follow along, but as a sacred commitment to yourself, that you will never return to the shadows again. Reopen your financial gateways. Shield yourself in pure spiritual light. Everything you need has already been revealed through Buddhist wisdom and celestial guidance. Send this to another Pisces, someone who is being delayed by a gaze that no longer comes from the light. Because true light never asks you to wait. It simply opens the door and invites you to step into it. Urgent warning for Pisces, the 4th of June to 7/8. There are prophecies that are not meant for the masses. There are warnings not written for books, not preached in temples, but whispered for the few. The souls standing at the final threshold, where a single decision can alter the destiny of a lifetime. One of Baba Vanga's rare handwritten notes, hidden for years inside a thin leather-bound notebook, reads, "In the month of shifting seasons, when Neptune raises its head beneath the light, a soul born of water shall be called, not by voice, but by memory. And if they fail to remember who they are in time, they shall be swept into 6 years of forgetfulness." When astrologers overlaid these words with the current sky chart, they discovered something extraordinary. Pisces is the soul being called, and the name left unspoken is the one that starts with the letter K. In astrology, Neptune rules Pisces, the planet of dreams, the soul, illusions, and the unnamed obsessions we carry. But when Neptune clashes directly with the Sun, as it will between the 4th of June and 7, this is no longer a time for dreaming. It becomes the moment of a great karmic test. Memories don't return as clear images. They come as feelings, not through specific actions, but through invisible energy, manipulation as light as air. If the name K has ever echoed in your mind, If every time you think of them, your energy drops, your financial inspiration vanishes, and you begin to question your own worth, then that's not a coincidence. This ritual will guide your Pisces soul back to the true path of awakening and growth. You didn't arrive here by accident. You are here because your soul is ready. And if you are ready, don't look back. Everything you need waits behind the door that Kay never had the key to open. The ritual of energy release for Pisces. If you're still here now, it means you're no longer searching for answers. You are standing at the door that the universe opens only once, and not for everyone. This door cannot be opened by force. It cannot be opened by logic. It only opens with one thing: a choice made from the heart. A choice to release a soul that was once deeply important, but no longer belongs to your light. In astrology, Pisces is the symbol of flow, but not every river leads to the same ocean, and you cannot keep flowing forward. If a rock named K is still blocking your path, don't try to explain it. Just be present, and let this ritual guide you forward. Choose a quiet evening. Dim the lights. If possible, play some soft, wordless meditation music. Sit down gently. In front of you, place a white candle, a symbol of pure light and spiritual cleansing. Next to it, place a blank sheet of paper and a pen. Take a deep breath in. Exhale slowly. And as you breathe out, let all cloudy thoughts drift away from your mind. Now, write the name of the person you know deep down your soul is still unhealthily attached to. The one whose energy pulls you downward. The one who leaves you drained and lost after every interaction. But, no matter how kind or caring they seem on the outside, as you write their name, do it not with anger, but with awareness that you are about to release them from your life. Not with resentment, but with compassion that has fulfilled its purpose. Fold the paper. Hold it in your hands. Look into the flickering flame of the candle. Visualize everything that once weighed you down. The looks, the words, the moments. All of it dissolving like smoke. Gently bring the paper closer to the flame and let the sacred fire burn that connection away. As the flame rises, whisper to yourself, I cut the invisible cord. I forgive. I return. And I choose the path of light. When the paper has turned to ash, place your hand on your heart and say again, I return to myself. I no longer belong to that gentle shadow. Let a full minute pass in silence. No need to speak. No need to think. Just be fully present with your heart. You might feel a sudden lightness, or you may cry. Both are right, because your soul is being cleansed. And every tear that falls in this ritual is a sacred release of ancient karma. To complete the ritual, write down one thing you've postponed because of that person's presence. It could be a financial decision you hesitated on, a project you abandoned halfway, or a dream you convinced yourself was not the right time. Write it down now, and take action on it within 24 to 72 hours after this ritual. Not to prove anything to anyone, but to show the universe that you've chosen yourself. This is the key to activating prosperity, because the universe only pours wealth into souls brave enough to let go of old ties and open their arms to a new destiny. If you've made it this far, leave a sign to show the universe that you are fully here. Tap like as a sacred vow that from this moment on, no one will ever pull you back again into the version of you that once forgot who they truly were. Comment, I return to my light, or simply leave a flame and crescent moon, to align yourself with the thousands of Pisces souls who are rising together in this very moment. Share this message with another Pisces, someone still caught in an invisible thread they don't even know how to name. You might be the one to lead them to this ritual. And sometimes, a gentle touch is enough to shake destiny awake. If you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. Not just to follow future messages, but as a sacred soul promise, I will not return to the darkness. I will walk with the light, and I will have a place to come home to whenever my heart begins to tremble. Because, dear Pisces, you were not born to be bound. You were not born to live under someone else's gaze. You were born to flow freely, move forward, open new gates, and connect with energies far beyond the memories of your past. Your true soul will only rise when you have the courage to cut that final thread. And if you want to ignite this path even brighter, choose a small action after this ritual. Call a friend you've been meaning to reconnect with. Reopen a financial plan you once doubted. Write down 3 things you will do in the next 7 days. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be honest. It just has to align with the light you've just called back. Because sometimes, the smallest actions become the loudest signals that tell the universe, you are ready. Pisces, the universe has never rejected you. It was simply waiting for you to untie the rope you once tied around yourself. And you who just released K from your energy field, you are the living proof. Awakening doesn't need noise. It only needs a moment, like a quiet light blooming in your chest, carrying a peace that needs no explanation. That's how you know your soul has returned. No longer guided by someone else's words, no longer living under the shadow of old gazes, no longer the Pisces being pulled, but the Pisces leading their own way. Tap like if you feel you've just entered a new chapter of your life. Comment, I walk through a new gate, or leave a door emoji. As a declaration to yourself and to the universe, I'm walking forward, not with hope, but with full presence. Share this video with another Pisces who needs a gentle awakening. Someone who doesn't yet have the courage to cut the thread, but who might only need one whisper to change the entire flow of their life. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. Not just to stay updated, but to build a sanctuary of light you can always return to whenever your soul needs a place to rest. Pisces, you are water uncontainable and ever-flowing. You do not need to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You do not need to pause for someone who never truly saw you. Because from this moment on, you are no longer the river held back. You are the waterfall crashing forward into your new destiny. If you're still here, not just with your eyes, but with your soul, know this. You've just walked through a ritual that not everyone has the courage to complete. No one stays with a message like this to the end, unless they are standing at the threshold of fate, where one more step changes everything. And Pisces, that is you. You've just opened that gate, not with a key from the outside, but with a sacred decision from within. I am ready to awaken. In the past few days, you've come face to face with old energies you thought were long gone. You've dared to speak the name J, not with anger, but with the gaze of a soul that has matured. You performed the ritual of release, not to erase the past, but to free yourself from its chains. You walked through the gate of rebirth. No applause, no need to prove anything, just a silence full of power. The moment you stopped asking, "Can I?" and started declaring, "I choose." That's when the rebirth began. The rebirth of a Pisces is never loud. It asks for no validation. It is a silent shedding, an inner metamorphosis where you quietly walk away from everything that once made you dim your own light. Maybe J was once where you found light. Maybe they once made you feel safe. But today, you remembered this truth. True light never makes you question yourself. True love never holds back your growth. And from this moment on, you are no longer yesterday's Pisces. You are the Pisces who sees, who stays because of love, and who leaves because of fear, who lifts you up and who pulls you down, who calls your name with their heart, and who hides you behind masks of care. Most of all, you now see yourself brighter, deeper, more worthy than anyone else ever gave you permission to be. So, as you leave this message, leave like someone who just crossed a sacred threshold. From this moment on, every action becomes a declaration that you will invest in trust, not in other people's expectations, that you will choose relationships that help you grow, not the ones that only feel familiar, that you will walk your financial, spiritual, and career path, not to prove anything, but because you finally see the value of the light within you. Pisces, you are not weak. You were simply someone who once loved deeply, gave too much, believed too much, to the point where you forgot. Even light must be protected. And today, you've begun to protect it. If your heart feels moved right now, let the universe know you've awakened. Tap like as a sacred affirmation. I've crossed the gate. Comment, "I choose the light." Or leave a C emoji to align your energy with the thousands of Pisces souls rising with you. Share this message with someone you know who's trapped in an unclear connection. They may not have said it out loud, but they've been waiting for a spark that you just touched. And if you want to keep walking this path, where every word is a ritual, every video a gateway, subscribe now, not just to stay updated, but as a soul vow to yourself that whenever you waver, whenever your inner light fades, you will always have a place to return to. A place like today. A place without judgment. Only light. And only you. Because you, Pisces, were born to shine. And from this day forward, you no longer need anyone's permission to do so.